Did you know that 80% of your daily thoughts are negative? Scientists have discovered our minds naturally drift toward pessimism as a survival mechanism hardwired into our brains. Like an overgrown garden choking out potential happiness, these thought patterns limit us. In this video, I'll show you how to transform your mind from chaos into a thriving garden. Imagine waking up feeling lighter, your thoughts naturally flowing toward solutions instead of problems. You'll learn precise techniques to identify toxic thought patterns, uproot them, and replace them with life-giving alternatives using the practical ADDI framework that's helped thousands reclaim their mental landscape. The Untended mental landscape, analyzing your current garden. Picture your mind as an actual garden for a moment. What happens when you leave a real garden unattended for months or even years? Nature doesn't politely wait for your return. Weeds aggressively spread their roots, choking out flowers and vegetables. Nutrient levels in the soil deplete. Pests move in, unchallenged. The once organized rows and beds disappear beneath tangled overgrowth. This same process unfolds in an untended mind, though we rarely recognize it happening in real time. This is why the analysis phase is the crucial first step in mental gardening. Just as a gardener must survey the land before planting, you need to understand what's currently growing in your mental landscape. Without this awareness, any attempts at transformation become random acts rather than strategic cultivation. The ADDI framework, analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation, provides a systematic approach to this inner work, with analysis serving as the foundation for everything that follows. Most people move through their days completely unaware of their thought patterns. They experience the effects, anxiety, frustration, self-doubt, without recognizing the sources. These toxic thought patterns spread beneath the level of conscious awareness, creating a profound disconnect between the life they desire and the reality they experience. Consider how a project deadline might trigger cascading thoughts of inadequacy, or how a casual comment from a colleague can spiral into assumptions about your professional worth. People wonder why happiness feels so elusive while unknowingly cultivating the very thoughts that prevent it. When negative thought patterns repeat, they create neural pathways in your brain that strengthen over time. This is neuroplasticity at work. Your brain physically adapts to your most frequent thoughts. Each time you repeat a thought like, "I'm not good enough," the pathway becomes more established, making it easier for your mind to travel down that same road again. Without intervention, these pathways become mental highways that your thoughts automatically travel, often without your conscious permission. The impact of untended negative thoughts extends beyond mood into physical health. Research from psychoneuroimmunology shows these thoughts trigger your body's stress response, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline. When chronic, this suppresses immune function, increases inflammation, and contributes to numerous health conditions. Consider how rumination about a workplace conflict might manifest as tension headaches or disrupted sleep. Your thoughts become biology, affecting everything from cellular repair to cardiovascular health, determining both psychological and physical well-being. Cognitive distortions act as invasive species in your mental garden. These systematic errors in thinking distort reality and reinforce negative perspectives. Catastrophizing turns minor setbacks into disasters, like interpreting a single critical comment as evidence your entire project is failing. Black and white thinking eliminates nuance. Mind reading assumes the worst about others' thoughts. Personalization takes everything as a reflection on you. These distortions function like aggressive weeds, consuming the limited resources of your attention and energy. To begin analyzing your mental landscape, start with a simple assessment. For the next week, notice recurring negative thoughts. When do they appear? What triggers them? Which ones cause the most distress or lead to problematic behaviors? Perhaps during morning commutes you repeatedly worry about job security, or family gatherings trigger thoughts of inadequacy. Look for patterns: perfectionism, fear of rejection, or guilt about boundaries. Notice the emotional fingerprints these thoughts leave behind: anxiety, shame, anger, sadness. These emotions often signal important underlying beliefs. Pay special attention to your inner critic, the voice that comments on your appearance, achievements, relationships, and worth. What specific messages does this voice repeat? When did you first begin hearing these messages? Who in your life might have originally voiced these judgments? Understanding the origins of your inner critic helps you recognize when you're hearing internalized messages from others rather than objective truth. Also notice your relationship with uncertainty. Do thoughts about the future generate excitement or anxiety? Do you find yourself constantly seeking reassurance or avoiding situations where outcomes aren't guaranteed? Your tolerance for uncertainty reveals much about your underlying belief systems and how you process potential threats. Examine the stories you tell yourself about your capabilities and limitations. Do you have rigid rules about what you can and cannot do? Do you automatically dismiss certain possibilities because that's not who I am, or people like me don't do that? These narratives form the boundaries of your mental garden, determining what can and cannot grow there. This analysis process might feel uncomfortable. Many have built sophisticated avoidance strategies to keep from confronting painful thoughts. You might notice resistance, a sudden urge to check your phone during quiet moments, or to fill silence with noise. This resistance itself is valuable information. The thoughts generating the strongest avoidance often hold the most potential for transformation. When toxic thoughts grow unchecked, they create self-reinforcing cycles of negativity. Negative thoughts trigger negative emotions, creating more negative thoughts. Your attention narrows to focus on problems while filtering out positive information. Your behaviors change, withdrawing from others or engaging in unhealthy coping, which creates circumstances that seem to confirm your negative beliefs. Meanwhile, pathways for constructive thoughts weaken from disuse, making positive thinking increasingly difficult. The good news is that becoming aware of these patterns is itself transformative. The simple act of observing your thoughts creates space between you and them. You begin to recognize thoughts as mental events passing through consciousness rather than absolute truths demanding belief. This awareness is the first step toward freedom from toxic thought patterns. Understanding your mental landscape is the foundation for transformative change. With awareness, you gain the power to consciously choose which thoughts to water and which to weed out. You recognize that the garden of your mind is not fixed but fluid, constantly responding to your attention and intention.